We're here at our Whitwell store at Rutland Cycling, and we've spent the day riding the new Cannondale Moterra. Today here we have the LT1, so this is the longer travel version, 160mm front and rear. And interestingly, Cannondale have spec'd this with regular sized tyres, so we're not running on a plus size platform, which is commonplace on a lot of brands, sort of aggro full suspension e-bikes. You tell this bike has been spec'd and put together by a rider. This is a designer's rider's bike. One of the big things that we've noticed on e-bikes that we've ridden is it's a sort of 25 kilo bike, and that sort of normal sidewall, you start to feel the limits of that with the extra weight. So SUPERGRAVITY spec on the tyres, nice wide 30mm internal width rim, 800mm bars. It's kind of all the things that you'd want, the boxes that you'd want ticking on the bike. Key difference that Cannondale have worked to design into this bike is the way in which they've integrated the battery and the motor. So they call that the torsion box has actually been moved forward and down as far as it can go. So what it gives us is a bike with incredibly low centre of gravity. And today we've really sort of been able to feel that actually working out on the trail. So going into the turns, you can feel the bike sort of stick into the ground, really sort of holding its line. Combining that with the sort of regular 27.5 non-plus wheels gives it a best way to describe it, a very bike-like feel. So it'll change direction, it feels more agile. So one of the bikes that's easy to draw comparisons with would be the Levo from Specialized. The Moterra feels a little bit more agile, a bit more nimble than the Levo, which can really sort of hold a line and it can plough. It sort of takes a little bit more, you need to take a bit more consideration into line choice. The other key difference is we're running a Bosch setup here. So it's a performance line motor as opposed to Specialized go with, which is a bros setup. One of the key characteristics that you notice with running one of the Bosch systems is that it has a lot, sort of like an instant pickup. So there's a much more linear torque curve on a bros system, whereas you can feel that kind of on-off characteristic to the motor. The single pivot design, the package wrapped around that single pivot design really does give a very good handling bike. So you can tell Cannondale have put a lot of thought into how the bike's going to ride. I mean, even down to small things like it's an e-bike where we can actually mount a bottle cage on it. So more and more riders are kind of going packless as they're riding. To see bottle bosses integrated onto the bike is kind of a small point, but kind of a good indication of the thought that Cannondale have put into putting this bike together. So after the day spent on the Moterra, everything sort of put together, so that Bosch motor, sort of a really nice sorted geometry package, Fox suspension, well thought out components. Yeah, the kind of Cannondale have done a little bit late to the party, but they've really done a good job with the sort of first full suspension mountain bike. We've got test bikes over all of our e-bike centres. So over at Whitwell, our Whitwell centre here, which is our flagship e-bike store, 100 bikes on display, hire and test fleets. So you can come, take a Moterra, take a Levo, take a Powerfly out, see which one works best for you. Also sites over Barnwell Road in Cambridge, Peterborough, and our Grafham Water store. All those stores will have test bikes and bikes for you to choose and buy in store.